Welcome back to my channel Techno Trend Zone. Today, we've got a huge mix of updates that are going to shake up the camera, lens, and imaging industry. Nikon, Sigma, Loa, Bright & Star, DJI, and even Sony are dominating the headlines this week, each for very different reasons. Whether you're into photography, filmmaking, vlogging, or just love keeping up with cutting-edge camera technology, this breakdown covers everything you need to know, from Nikon CF Silver release and Sirius, firmware pauses, to Sigma's next-generation prime lenses, Loa's powerful telephotos, DJI's long-rumored entry into the mirrorless world, and Sony's rumored A7V and FX8 cameras. Let's dive deep into the world of imaging technology and unpack all the stories that matter most right now. Nikon news. CF Silver and image authenticity issues. Let's start with Nikon, because this brand is making waves for two very different reasons. First, the Nikon ZF Silver Edition has officially landed for pre-order. If you've been dreaming of pairing your classic primes with a clean, elegant silver body, this one's for you. According to Nikon Rumors, pre-orders are open, and shipping is scheduled to begin on September 26th. For now, the unique silver finish is only available directly from Nikon's online store, meaning you won't find it at third-party retailers just yet. This edition is clearly designed for shooters who not only care about performance, but also about style. If you're chasing the retro aesthetic with modern mirrorless performance, the ZF Silver is worth checking out. But Nikon isn't just making headlines for shiny new gear. They're also facing some serious challenges around image authenticity and trust. Nikon has temporarily suspended its Nikon Content Authenticity service after a major loophole was discovered. The issue comes down to the Z6 Mark III Z2PA function, where multiple exposure mode could sign images even if parts of them came from non-authenticated sources. This means AI-generated content or unsigned photos could sneak their way into authenticated files, a big problem in a world increasingly concerned with deepfakes and digital manipulation. Nikon apologized publicly and suspended the service while working on a fix. Photographers who rely on verified content in professional workflows will need to stay tuned for the next firmware update. Nikon is expected to either lock down multiple exposure signing or block files from being signed in that mode altogether. For now, it's a waiting game. But the important thing here is Nikon acted quickly to address the issue before it damaged trust in their ecosystem. Sigma, fast primes, new patents, and lens announcements. Up is Sigma, and this one is exciting. For lens lovers, Sigma continues to dominate the third-party lens world, and recent leaks plus patent filings point to an incredible wave of new fast prime lenses. In August, Sigma filed a patent describing 6 prime lenses at 35mm, 50mm, and 85mm focal lengths, with maximum apertures of f1.2 and f1.4. The designs focus on compact size, lighter weight, and advanced optical performance using floating focus mechanisms and aspherical elements. These improvements specifically target distortion correction, focus breathing, and smooth video performance, a huge plus for hybrid shooters who need one lens that performs equally well in photography and videography. On top of that, real-world leaks point to a September 9th announcement where Sigma is expected to reveal at least 3 new lenses: a 135mm f1.4 full-frame lens with a massive 105mm filter thread and tripod collar, weighing around 1.3 kilograms, a 20 to 200mm f3.5 to 6.3 zoom lens, offering versatility for travel and everyday use, a redesigned 35mm f1.2 Mark II, reportedly 25% lighter and shorter than the original version. All of these lenses are rumored to launch for Sony E-mount and Leica L-mount, with pre-orders opening immediately after the announcement. For photographers and videographers alike, this is an exciting step forward. Sigma is clearly committed to expanding its lineup with faster, lighter, and sharper lenses that rival first-party glass at more competitive prices. Laowa, telephotos, tilt shifts, and anamorphics. Moving over to Laowa, or Venus optics, we've got another wave of innovation. Laowa has built a reputation for unusual, creative lenses, and they're not slowing down. According to Digital Camera World, the company is preparing a massive lens showcase, possibly during IBC in September. The star of the show is a 200mm f to telephoto lens. Here's why it's impressive. It weighs just 1.6 kilograms, which is more than a kilo lighter than Nikon's equivalent f-mount version, while maintaining the same aperture and focal length. It's also shorter, making it far more manageable for handheld shooting. Early leaks suggest compatibility with Canon EF, Nikon Z, Sony E, and possibly Fujifilm GFX for hybrid shooters. This lens will even feature switchable aperture rings for stepped or stepless control, making it just as useful in video production as in still photography. But that's not all. Laowa is also set to announce a 35mm f to .8 tilt shift lens, a 17mm f for wide-angle lens, a potential autofocus 180mm f for .5 macro lens to full-frame anamorphic zooms, designed for cinematic shooting with customizable flare colors. If true, this lineup positions Laowa as one of the most creative third-party manufacturers, offering tools for photographers, filmmakers, and content creators who want something different. From mainstream options, Bright & Star, affordable fast 50mm. Not every exciting update has to be ultra high-end. Bright & Star is bringing attention back to the affordable lens market with a new 50mm f 1.4 for lens. This lens promises great value for beginners or budget-conscious photographers looking for a nifty fief. Tie with strong low-light performance and shallow depth of field. Its optical construction includes special add and HD elements to control flare, ghosting, and color fringing. The continuous aperture mechanism is designed for smooth transitions, perfect for videographers who heat exposure jumps mid-recording, with a minimum focusing distance of 40 centimeters. It's versatile enough for portraits, still life, and creative close-ups. Bright & Star has already gained attention for their f/0.95 bokeh monster, but this new 50mm aims to be a more accessible option while still delivering cinematic depth and creamy backgrounds. Market trends, who's winning in cameras? Zooming out for a moment, let's look at some market-wide data. According to reports, Canon remains the global leader in camera sales in 2024. Interestingly, Canon sold more DSLR cameras than Fujifilm sold cameras in total, a surprising statistic in an era where many assume DSLRs are dead. Meanwhile, Sony continues to capture the high-end mirrorless crowd, while System and Panasonic trail behind in overall shipments. The takeaway: the online buzz about brands like Fujifilm doesn't always match reality. Canon and Sony continue to dominate mainstream buyers, with Nikon holding strong in professional circles. DJI entering the mirrorless camera market. Now, for one of the most intriguing rumors, DJI might finally be launching its first full-frame mirrorless camera. According to multiple reports, an official announcement could arrive as early as September 15th. Leaks suggest this camera could be a sign-style body similar to the Sony FX3 but with an integrated viewfinder. Even more exciting, it may adopt the L-mount system, which would instantly give it access to the growing lineup of lenses from Leica, Panasonic, and Sigma. Other rumors suggest that DJI could bring over its LiDAR autofocusing technology from the Ronin stabilizer lineup, as well as color science influenced by Hasselblad. If true, this would be a game changer. Imagine DJI offering a cinema-focused, full-frame camera with cutting-edge autofocus, stabilization, and lens compatibility for filmmakers. This could be one of the most disruptive releases of the decade. Sony Rumors, A7V and FX8. Finally, let's wrap up with Sony Rumors. Sony A7V Rumors reports whispers of two major bodies in development, the A7V and the FX8. The A7V is rumored to use a new or updated version of the 45MP stack BS ICMOS sensor currently found in Nikon C8 and Z9, with Sony's advanced AI autofocus and in-body stabilization. This could be an absolute powerhouse for hybrid shooters, offering 8K video, oversampled for K6O, and blackout-free shooting. Meanwhile, the FX8 appears to be a cinema camera already being discussed by rental houses, suggesting it may be nearing release. This aligns with Sony's strategy of developing cameras tailored for professional productions, bridging the gap between compact mirrorless systems and high-end cinema rigs. Final thoughts: Nikon delivers the sleek CF Silver, but pauses its image authentication system. Sigma patents groundbreaking f1.2 and f1 for primes. With a big lens launch on September 9th, Laowa teases a 200mm f to telephoto and a wave of innovative tilt-shift and anamorphic lenses. Brighton Star makes fast 50mm lenses more affordable. Canon still leads the market, while Sony and Nikon battle in the high-end space. DJI might finally enter the mirrorless market with a cinema-ready L-mount body. Sony rumors suggest an A7V and FX8 are on the way. It's safe to say the camera industry is buzzing with innovation, and no matter what brand you shoot with, the next few months are shaping up to be packed with exciting announcements. Thanks for tuning into Techno Trend Zone. If you found this update helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the latest camera and tech news, and drop a comment below with which upcoming release excites you the most. Your support helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you the latest news and analysis in the world of photography and filmmaking.